Coming up here on Circle Debate, we're back in action. Just coming in from our Thanksgiving week vacation. We're back for episode 31. As a wise man said, that the balance of power is shifting in professional wrestling. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And also pro wrestling news. And also the updated card of the NXT War Games. Also the upcoming feuds that we're going to see on WWE. And much more. Now, before we actually go ahead and begin the show, ladies and gentlemen, we want to go ahead and give our condolences to the late, great first Intercontinental Champion, and that is to Pat Patterson.
The man who invented the Royal Rumble.
The man who was the first IC champion, the creative mind in professional wrestling, who helped a lot of individuals from The Rock, Austin.
And the first openly, I think, definitely first openly gay pro wrestler. I mean, right there with Darren Young. Like, they were like, I mean, obviously Pat Patterson's much older, but it took quite some time for that to be a comfortable thing to talk about.
Yeah. Definitely.
So he broke ground on so many levels of the business that it's definitely a loss that he paved the way for so many different types of lives.
And for us as fans as well. So we thank you, Pat. We cheers you. And rest in paradise. And you did it your way. That's right. So make sure you tune in to 31 right now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Circle Debate podcast, episode number 31. We are back in action, ladies and gentlemen. So, host the Devious One, Ivan C, here alongside with my brothers from another mother. Of course, we have the Carbonation Cabron. He is the Chef Cabron, who will cook you some bacon-wrapped green onions, spring onions. And now he's, I don't know what he's wearing now. So
Harry Potter? Harry Potter?
Harry Potter now, or
John Lennon?
John Lennon. He kind of looks like John Lennon. He does. And that is Mr. MGC Matthew Steamboat, ladies and gentlemen. And also, we have the one and only, who is the only one, and not you, Dolph Ziggler, not anybody else. And that is the CK1 himself.
What up, dude?
4 minutes of heat representing right there.
Ricky Gibson, man, he's been posting a lot. I like following his content. Follow him on Instagram, Rockstar Ricky Gibson.
There you go.
Rock God.
The Rock God, that's right.
There we go. I'm the Rockstar, he's the God.
I love it. And also we have the hero of all heroes that saves us from this pandemic, that is trying to save us from a pandemic, and then saved us from retribution, already getting rid of one of them.
Please do that.
And then with the man with the 12-inch pythons that flex for you, he's going to give you the finger what you're going to do when the great American hero, Mike Lopez, runs wild on you.
AEW.
That's right. That is right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, just a shout out to the League Extraordinary Podcasters. Shout out to our brother Bovin and Kofi Weedston, the Dirty Heels podcast, and also to Frank and Kyle of the JOFO in the Ring podcast.
JOFO in the Ring, bro.
Right.
I love those guys.
Just our fucking opinion. That's right.
I love Dirty Heels too. Don't get it twisted.
That's right. And also we have our brother Jonah at Rewind, Recap, Relive from Manhattan, New York, also his podcast, and our brother from the UK, James, United Kingdom. That's right. That 90s wrestling podcast. Shout out to them.
The Wrestle Shack or whatever. What did he call it? The Wrestle Shack?
The Wrestle Shack.
Wrestle Shack. I love that, dude.
That's right. Shout out to our brothers. Make sure you guys tune into their YouTube channels as well, as you will see in the description below. Now, let's go ahead and begin, gentlemen. What a night of wrestling. Professional wrestling that changed the landscape throughout the whole industry, and it shocked the world of what we saw last night at AEW.
Tectonic plates are separating right now because of what happened.
Pangea is not going to be around for long, I'll tell you that.
That is right. That is right.
Late.
All I know is that right now they just made the most powerful moves that we never thought we would ever see.
In
So
20
let's
years.
exactly.
I think it's bigger than like when Vince bought WCW and then they showed that thing where it panned over to Shane in the ring with that dual live stream and showed that he quote unquote bought Nitro. That was pretty cool, but we knew what it already had. We knew that Vince already owned the company, so it wasn't like a surprise. UFC buying Pride, that was a surprise. And what happened last night goes down on the list of I didn't see it coming. I mean, I sort of saw it coming. There were hints dropped. I did question Don Callis being at the previous broadcasts.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool that they're kind of doing a little bit of cross promotion. No one knew why. You know, Thunder Rosa's coming over from NWA, so doors are kind of open. But this broke the internet.
It did. It broke all over social media, all over worldwide. So two things. Well, first thing I want to go ahead and touch is, first of all, I want to say what a great, phenomenal work for everyone at AEW last night. Performance from all matches were phenomenal. I give you like a round of applause. You guys killed it. And obviously you guys killed it in ratings. That's the number one thing. 913,000 viewers over 653. Yeah, that's a big margin for against NXT, the Wednesday Night Wars. Now, a man that we haven't seen in a long time, since 2001, I believe that he left. He made his last match
on TNT.
On TNT.
On TNT.
That's what I was going to say. That. On TNT.
Woo!
And that's right. And that's the man Sting. Sting made his return.
Sting sounds like a backyard wrestling version.
Debuted in AEW. And I want to go ahead and put this question to Mr. MGC because that's his number one guy.
It's your boy.
That's your boy. I know you're all happy. How do you feel about Sting showing up to AEW?
Like, what? The second it happened, I was just saying, ah! It was just basically, the reaction was A-H, H-H-H, A-H, H-H.
Like, just straight up.
Exclamation mark.
I'm doing this repeatedly. Ah! Ah!
Do you have any idea? Did you hear anything prior, or was it straight fresh for you?
It was really out of left field because, like, the main thing is because, like, we know about that Seth Rollins injury. We don't know, he hasn't said if he's going to do in-ring stuff or if he's just going to manager role.
Enhancement, yeah.
But really what this did is, one of two things. It's like this put AEW, I will boldly say it like 100% here, that AEW is probably the best, will be the best promotion in the history of pro wrestling, just because of this one thing that happened, for me personally, in my opinion, just because they brought him back,
And I have faith that they're going to use him proper. They sort of buried him in WWE. They finally got him. They did what they did. One of only like 3 WrestleMania wins Triple H has ever had to be over Sting. So
and it was like one of the few things that that win over that win over Sting and Sting's injury is kind of what made me want to stop watching wrestling altogether. So this is like AEW doing the complete opposite of that, more or less. It makes me want to not just watch more, but watch it until like the end of my life, more or less.
I see.
Yeah, I really have the same passion. I'll say this plenty of times. I'll say it over again. I have the same passion watching AEW right now that I did in the original ECW heyday, back when I had to pass VHS tapes around my high school. It's just adrenaline pumping and creative, and not what I don't want to say it's not what you're used to seeing, because there's nothing I haven't seen in AEW before, but the fact that they're doing it, they're doing all the right things the right way.
Now.
Yeah. Ivan had mentioned the ratings were up considerably. They managed to do that on a show where they even had a bunch of up-and-comers debut from Dark. I don't know the name of the tag team yet because they are new to me. But the
Acclaim.
Acclaim. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was their Dynamite debut.
Yes.
On the highest rated Dynamite. Hybrid, is that what they're called? The
Hybrid 2.0. Yes.
They were there, like that 30-man battle royale had so many, like, I don't want to say no names, up and comers.
Mm-hmm.
They're utilizing everybody from the higher ups to the up and comers and balancing it, and they're not burying anybody and they're not pushing anybody too hard.
Right.
They have this great balance where everybody gets a chance, but then everybody earns their opportunity.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I agree 100%. Mr. Hero, your thoughts?
Bravo, AEW. My props. The American hero approves of thee, because my goodness, they're doing a lot of things right. And, just the handling of the debut of Sting was excellent. I watched the West Coast airing. So, in the East Coast, everybody already knew what happened and, all that good stuff. So I stayed away from social media and just to kind of, I had that feeling that something was going to happen. And not only one thing happened, but two things happened, right?
I'd say three, technically, because the Kenny Omega counts as two things for me.
Yes.
That's
that is definitely
crazy things.
Yeah. I mean, it sets up a lot of things for the future. And it's interesting, I've been watching AEW, and I noticed that they like to promote next week's episodes. For example, next week we already have a series of matches already announced. Mm-hmm. And we also have the Inner Circle Ultimatum announced.
Yes.
In WWE, what happens is that there's a pay-per-view coming up 3 weeks from now, and we don't even know what matches are going to be in it fully. We don't know the full card until the day of sometimes. And here AEW is, promoting just the week ahead show the right way. And, that's just one of the things that they are doing really well. So, the whole Sting thing, I'll be honest, I kind of was like, when I started seeing the snow, I was like, wait a minute, this seems like Sting. The surprise was there, but it wasn't all the way. I was honestly more surprised by the impact, whatever it is that's going to happen.
Pun intended.
Yeah, so very intended. I don't know what to expect from this partnership or invasion or whatever it is that's going to happen. I feel like so many talent is going to be able to cross over, not just from Impact. You're probably going to have AAA. You're going to probably have New Japan. Who knows? They got to get in on this. Mm-hmm. And Vince McMahon needs Vinnie Mac. You need to go drop off a truckload of money in front of CM Punk's house in Chicago, Illinois, because he is your savior.
You need a written apology.
Yes, you will apologize and you will like it.
Give him his ice cream bars, okay? Just give him his ice cream.
You already did.
Yeah, but that's not it. That's
you called it. That's the only thing that they could do that would make me currently interested.
Agreed.
I would say equally so.
Agreed. Well, here's the
just
thing,
equally so. I'm still interested in watching WWE.
Here's the thing, though.
There's levels to this game right now.
Oh yeah. But here's the thing, though. Now, in reference for Sting, though, I just want to go stick to that right quick. Sting, I'm glad he's back. I'm hoping. I mean, he did sign a multi-year contract, multi-year deal, so we don't know what's the specific details of the contract. We don't know if he's going to be performing or is he going to be doing, enhancing in-ring talent. There's no specific details to it as of yet. Obviously, you did, what happened to Sting with the stinger in his neck. I'm pretty sure that Tony Khan will be extra careful if he uses him in the ring and making sure that he doesn't really do much, like how, during his performance before he retired, And yes, this is a redemption for his career, to be honest. WWE did bury him. The fact that they started from WrestleMania, that one because the Monday Night Wars and that makes sense. I understand that. But other than that, not giving him a pay-per-view win, like he should have won against Seth Rollins, in my opinion. He should have been a champ.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
I would have been okay with that.
Because Seth could recover his career from that. That's not a lot that carries him.
Agreed 100%. So that's why when that happened to him at the Night of Champions, his in-ring career, I'm glad he wanted to come back. He felt 100% in shape. He didn't want to retire. They forced him in the damn Hall of Fame. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think they didn't offer it to him. They just told me, look, this is a lot of money. You might as well just take the money, just be in the Hall of Fame. But he never said he retired. He did announce it in the Hall of Fame, blah, blah. But with Sting, I'm hoping he's going to obviously mentor Darby Allin, which I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's going to be very interesting to see that. And there's a lot of, room in your windows matches, him and Cody, because Cody, that was his favorite wrestler at the time. Other upcoming, dream matches he could have in AEW. But the biggest question is he 100%? Is he capable? That's going to be the major factor that we'll see on next week when he, speaks for the first time, making his debut.
And they've already announced that. Like you said, they planned a week ahead, and you know what you're going to get. I love that. They treat it like – because also adding – they do the records, and the records matter.
Yes.
They book it like MMA or boxing where you have the schedule, and they pretty much stick to it. And that's cool. I like that element.
Yeah, I agree. And I think they waited the right time because remind you that there was previous rumors that he was supposed to go. But the reason why they waited because – his merchandise licensing away from WWE needed to expire and make sure there's no clause, make sure that everything is fresh, clean state. And look what happened.
Those T-shirts are already up.
Sold. In 24 hours, we're out in 24 hours.
They probably made there's fat stacks of cash at Tony Khan's backyard right now, pulling up the Brinks truck.
Pro wrestling tees made a lot of money. And so does AEW.
Sure
they made a lot of money for that. I guess 100%. So we'll see the future for Sting where it holds at this time, And I feel like we saw that meme today today in social media. Undertaker retiring.
Dirty Heels posted that. Yeah.
I forwarded to them and Taker, I need you to come back. Oh my God, I love it. Now,
did anyone else think that for any split second that it was going to be Shaq? Because the whole Cody thing.
I completely forgot about Shaq.
I forgot about Shaq, to be honest.
I think Simon Miller thought for a second it was going to be Shaq. He was like, it could have been Shaq. I'm like, that would have been where to put him.
Shaq with a whole medieval, snow theme, hey, I'm King Shaq.
Shaq's in Florida. He got called out last week by that Jane Goodall, or 2 weeks ago, I guess. Yeah, I don't know where that's. I don't know where that's going to go now because Shaq versus Sting could be a thing.
I mean, we'll see. But other than that, I mean, Mike made a good point. You could tell how the entrance for Sting, who is it? They. Oh my God, I got to give it hands down to the production crew. They pulled it off, fucking phenomenal because. You could have given it. You could have
those crowd reactions.
Yeah, but you could have given it away though with the crowd, with the crow sound. They didn't do that, so there was no crow sound. So they pulled it off greatly to make sure that so they could guess who the fuck is this, and boom, Sting out of nowhere. I love it.
And he didn't come out of the rafters because Daly's Place is an outdoor arena.
Right. So I got to give it to them. Great congratulations for Sting, and hoping that this promotion will help you redeem your career, in-ring career, and you can retire the right way.
For himself, not for the fan. There's fans that may not know. Sting has nothing to prove to anybody.
No, for himself, you're right.
And this is his way of going out on his terms, and I love that. I love that he gets to do that, and so he gets to pick.
I cheers to you for that, my brother. You're absolutely right, and you guys 100%. Now, let's move on to the main event. Now, let's move on to new AEW World Champion. We saw the cleaner, but this is the American style cleaner for me.
This is a very villainous cleaner.
Yes, but this is American style. This is not New Japan Strong style. And Don Callis, we did see that he interfered through the mic, through Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega cheated, ran away, And you'll see him on Impact on Access TV this Tuesday.
You'll see him next week on Tuesday.
Yes.
But Tuesday, Dynamite's on Wednesday. I knew immediately what he was talking about. I was like, oh shit.
Yes.
That's probably the biggest. It was very like it was a very worked Montreal screw job. But
I love it.
But with them, imagine if Bret Hart did take the title, bounce out to WCW with the WWE title. This is that alternate timeline.
Yeah,
exactly what that is, and I love it.
That's right. The American, Kenny Omega, the Canadian. The second that third
Kenny Omega, he was born 237,000 miles north of North Carolina. I love that. It's a weird thing.
This is what I did when the third count came in. Like, I was hitting the wall of my house.
Yeah.
Like, the second that third count came in, I was like,
that's the only finisher no one's ever kicked out of ever in the history of any time ever. No one's ever come close.
Yeah, you won't know. Well, yeah, you're right. I think Okada. Did
Okada ever kick out of it, or did he ever just not give it to him?
I have to look at. I have to go. No, he did kick out. You know what? He did.
Oh my god!
I love that dynamic. It was Don Callis who kind of pointed this out, that like him, Chris Jericho, and Kenny Omega are kind of like Nick Bockwinkel.
Yeah, I saw that picture that compared them.
Yeah,
Harley Race, I think.
Ray Stevens and Bobby Heenan. So it's gonna be like that Bobby Heenan, Nick Bockwinkel. Like, Omega's still gonna cut promos, but they're gonna kind of split it in half between the manager and Kenny, and it'll be pretty awesome.
So I want to ask this question real quick. Can you guys tell me who the NXT Heavyweight Champion is?
Finn Balor.
Cool. Can you guys tell me who the TNA Tag Team Champions are?
I know where you're getting over this. It's the Bullet Club is taking over the pro wrestling.
Who are the AEW Tag Team Champions?
It's a young baby.
Who's the AEW Heavyweight Champion?
Kenny Omega.
Bullet Club has got the gold in 4 different companies, bro.
Yes, they do.
I think the only thing that needs to happen now, like, like Brody King's gonna challenge.
We gotta get AJ Styles like the US title or some shit,
right? Make him win the WWE title back, but we'll get into that.
We gotta bring Marty Scurll back to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But other than that, yes, you're. I mean, other than that,
hold that up again. Let me get this. I want to screen grab that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Take that drink again, there, pal.
There you go. I love it. Dude,
that hit me out of nowhere. I just broke the fourth wall. All right. I gotta stay on topic.
So, was now seeing that happening, and now we're finally seeing Impact now going ahead and doing cross promotions with AEW. So I will ask you, Mr. Hero, going to you, your thoughts about this. Where do you see the future holds now that Impact's going to be cross-promoting with AEW?
The only thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure.
Ooh, more Sting quote.
There you go. From the Final Nitro. Man, okay, I'll be honest. And I told Ivan this, that I was this close to just not watching anymore. I'll be completely frank that I was, especially WWE, this goes to WWE, that the product has been boring, stale, borderline lame, really. This is just my opinion. If I stopped watching for a month later, I'm pretty sure the same things will still be going on, maybe even more. This is coming from a 20+ year fan, right? Last night or Wednesday, it really just it resurrected my passion and excitement for professional wrestling in a way that I have not. Tony Khan and everybody in AEW is doing the Lord's work, because they're taking me back to a time that I never thought I would be feeling, like that excitement. I'm 13 again.
The big Attitude Era vibes.
Yes, absolutely. I'm 13 again, and I'm watching professional wrestling, and I'm excited. And believe me, as soon as Dynamite ended, I went online and just like commented and told everybody.
You signed up for the subreddit, yeah.
Yes, of course. So, massive props to AEW, man, because again, they're doing awesome work, and wow, at WWE, honestly, I have nothing against WWE except for just the product that they are putting out is not, no, I don't know, it doesn't land to me. And on top of that, hearing for example the whole Zelina Vega thing, and I know this branches out into other topics, but the whole Zelina Vega thing, that she wanted to meet with McMahon right before being let go, and that he was there, but he didn't even want to see her, and just all this whole bullying thing, and I don't know, all these things that you hear about kind of makes me want AEW to win eventually. So I don't know. I'm on board with AEW 100%. Let's go. They won me over.
All right.
I don't per se want to use the phrase I want AEW to win. I want it to ignite a change.
Okay. Yes.
Because I can watch all of these major companies gladly, but I'm not, because I don't care what happens to the character. And obviously that's not the performer's fault. Obviously there are flashes of brilliance on the main roster, but they're almost accidentally good. Even though they are written and planned, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool payoff. And then it's gone. Like, I really liked Lana winning the Survivor Series. I was like, oh, that's something cool and different. And there was a payoff there, but where it's going to go is probably not going to be something I care about. I don't see her like becoming a world beater because of being bullied by Nia and Shayna. The head of the table thing's cool. The only payoff I see for that happening is The Rock showing up and being like, what's up, bro? I'm actually the head honcho, and they get WrestleMania main event. But until there's a crowd in the audience, I don't think that's going to be a thing. And then there's just, it's few and far between what keeps my interest. I am thoroughly happy watching alternate media to get my information about the main roster. I'll watch ups and downs. I'll watch there's a new podcast or YouTube channel I just found called WrestleLania. They cover it pretty well. Yeah, I was like, oh, these are some cool guys. I like these guys. Or just like tonight, I had to read just the results just to get my recap, see if there's anything interesting. And there really wasn't anything that makes me have the same passion that we are having currently about AEW, where we're like, holy shit, did you see that? No one is. I mean, I'm sure that I didn't check Twitter, but I'm sure the Sting thing was probably top trending. But
it was right.
Mm-hmm. But was Sheamus taking out Dolph Ziggler trending? No. That's the thing, right? Is it The Miz? It's The Miz.
The Miz, bro. The Miz.
Yeah.
Of course not. It's not trending.
I'm hoping, like, people always say, like, oh, let Triple H run the main of roster. Let him have a chance. Like, that would be cool. I don't see it happening until, unfortunate things happen to Vince, which don't want that to happen at all because I'm not inhuman. I just don't know what it's going to take from other companies to push Vince into a direction where he goes, like, because he's so set. He's got $1 billion. The first professional wrestling company to hit, first sports company to hit $1 billion. He can literally go, why would I need to change a damn thing? I have this much money. I've been right every time. Proof is in the results. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping this landscape forces his hand to be like, okay, maybe we do need to kick it up a notch. What can we do? Instead of just staying the path of slow and mundane with barely any payoffs.
Right. It's 1994 all over again.
Dude, it's new generation.
It is, yeah.
I think what the Impact partnership means, it means more than just the Impact roster. So there's a lot more partnerships webbed into it than we realize. So Impact's main partner in Japan is Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Pro Wrestling Noah is currently under the same ownership as DDT Pro Wrestling over in Japan.
Yep.
DDT already has, Kenny Omega is a high, an important person in there. He probably has some pull with their management. And, we've already seen a lot of the DDT roster, at least most of the girls,
Yes.
Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, which is the female half of DDT, perform in AEW. So we're going to see. There's a not like we've already seen the Great Muta at All Out.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, Great Muta has already been there, so he'll probably there's more chance that we could probably see more of the Great Muta, Marufuji, Go Shiozaki, Kaito Kiyomiya, everybody from that lineup.
That's you, bro. Yeah, that's
DDT, Chris Brooks.
excellent pronunciations.
You're about to give him a heart attack when you say, I don't know Great Muta. You're about to give him a heart attack.
I was totally kidding, bro. He was on my top 2 flyers list. Come on.
Right? So now, look, here, okay, so this is my thoughts about it. First of all, Don Callis, he's a great mind worker, very great.
Cyrus the Virus, bro. People forget.
And remind you that he was the one that brought the Young Bucks, brought, all the pretty much the OG elites to New Japan. He's the one that began the Jericho and Kenny Omega feud, made them meet for the first time.
Did you catch the Painmaker jacket? Oh,
yeah.
Ah.
Love it. And so, Don Callis, being in charge of Impact, creates a lot of, the relationship that he has with Kenny and the Young Bucks, because they're the EVPs of AEW. And how Matt said also, don't forget also DDT Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah. So a lot of connections are there. And now in reference in regards for, Vince, WWE, I do want to mention, so there was a press conference call which I was trying to get in, but I couldn't get in, unfortunately. It was too much of a big line to ask about the upcoming NXT, War Games, which we'll get into it in a bit. But there was a mention to Paul Levesque. So you've done before, cross-promoting with, ICW. You've done it with Evolve, Progress, up and up.
That the company, remember when that dude, I'm sorry if I don't know the names. Mm-hmm. It was in England. It was like a smaller company. Yes. And the guy's like, oh, well, I'll just have my friend Triple H come out. Everyone's like, this guy. Yeah, right, bro. And then 2 seconds later, time to play. Triple H came out. I was like, this is like an indie show.
Yeah.
So he's not above. Triple H himself is not above.
No.
Breaking that fourth wall.
No, he's not. He's not above it. They did ask him the question. They did ask him. Would you consider, obviously you did see your other competitors, what they're doing now. Do you see yourself doing that? And he said, of course, the doors are wide open as well. It has to be for the right, for the right tenure. I want it to be a long, successful tenure, not a short-term tenure to be,
Ric Flair in somebody's house?
That's a long story.
He's just visiting.
He's visiting right now, Ric Flair. So, so it's a long tenure. He wants a long tenure relationship with the promotions. But he says, I don't think he's throwing, talking shit to AEW that they're just only doing short tenures and not having a long-term relationship that benefits both parties. So that's what, I believe that's his response when they ask him that question.
He's not bullheaded. He doesn't come off as someone who's like, he won't turn down a good idea because it's not his.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. He won't because it's not his company. It's Vince McMahon.
Well, yeah, that too. But I think if it was, he also would not be like that. I think he'll turn down a good idea because he didn't come up with it.
Right. Exactly. Now, in regards for WWE's, status, as of right now, we do have AEW affiliated with NWA with AAA. Remind you that Kenny Omega is still the AAA Mega World Heavyweight Champion, which he will defend in Triple Mania next Saturday. So he will defend. It will be their Mexico versus Laredo Kid. We will talk about that next episode. And then obviously now with Impact Wrestling. There's so many dream matches that we could go ahead and discuss about from the North versus FTR, from the Good Brothers, Young Bucks. We could go all out. The whole list is going to be there. Now, in reference for WWE, though, if, like how we're not inhuman, but if, Kick Rocks from Mr. McMahon,
if he decides to retire right on time,
they will join. I feel that they will join in. The only way for them to join in this, unionized territory is if New Japan jumps in. Because remind you, New Japan is the biggest market in Japan in professional wrestling. Compared to anybody else, like DDT or Pro Wrestling Noah or Shimmer, because they own Shimmer, but every other company in Japan. If they join in. Ring of Honor is another one that is getting teased little by little. So right now you have two separate – you have company Ring of Honor and New Japan, they already have their conjoint with CMLL. So that's 3 of them, 3 promotions already together aligned. AEW aligned with NWA and 3 and Impact. That's already 4, right? The total 4 right there. WWE, they already bought everything from the UK already because Evolve shut down. They bought it off. ICW is still there, but they haven't bought them off completely yet. So Progress is still there, but they haven't either. But so if New Japan and Ring of Honor jumps with AEW, then the game of professional wrestling is going to change, and Vince McMahon has to bend on his fucking knees and have to fucking join in that circle. This is the only way for everybody to make money. You got to join that head of the table because right now Tony Khan is doing that. That's why he said the balance of power in professional wrestling is shifting, and he's done that. And that's what he's going to be doing for the next couple of years. And now, like we discussed it before on our prior archives. Where would this lead when it comes to each territory's champion? How would it work? Who will go over? Who will not go over? That's the biggest question we're gonna have to see. When now we're seeing these cross promotions, whose company is gonna go over? But if I was the owner of a company, I wouldn't give a shit because you're giving me ratings and then you're giving me fucking shit. You're exposing my talent. You're exposing my product. But
now,
go ahead.
Now, that question, having a world champion versus a world champion, 2 different locations, we just had that Survivor Series Universal versus WWE champion, right?
Yeah, but that's the WWE product, though.
Yes, of course. There's no doubt about that. However, in the result, you had Drew McIntyre losing, right? Jey Uso came out and went wild on Drew McIntyre there. So in that, I don't think that McIntyre necessarily ended up hurting a lot from that loss.
No.
So in that,
exactly. It was it was a clean, protected finish at the same time.
Right. So the similar thing could happen between companies.
Who is
between
world
champion
champion?
companies.
Is it still
Rick Swan? Rick Swan.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard about that. But it was Eric Young for a long time, right?
No, it was a short term time.
Oh, short term?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He fired off Eddie Edwards.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And then Rich Swann took it off of Young?
Yes.
Okay. Good to see Rich Swann with his life in order. Holy shit, I love that. That's a great story. If you don't know, Rich Swann Rich Swann went through some things that I don't judge because people are human, but dude, the fact that he weathered that storm and is now a world champion in a major company, A+ for that guy.
Definitely. And not only that, now with that happening this Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, there's already sources out there, which I'm just we're giving our opinions, okay? We're not fucking Meltzer or especially that piece of shit Brian Alvarez.
He's gonna cancel us, bro. We're never gonna.
No, Alvarez fucking hates me anyways. I don't give a fuck Alvarez. He hates me the most. Meltzer has no problem with me. It's just mostly Alvarez. Fuck Alvarez.
I'd be pretty stoked if Meltzer even heard of us.
No, I'm glad they haven't yet. They will eventually. So there's already now talent from AEW going to this Tuesday's tapings of Impact. So we will be seeing that on Access TV. You might see some AEW talent showing up on Impact this.
What do we think is the move here? Is it going to be an invasion? Because I don't see it. I see maybe like a bidding war type of thing going on. Not an invasion, perhaps, but Callis handing out kayfabe contracts. Having Tony Khan trying to bid to get Kenny back, but then there's gonna be a more psychological, contractual storyline, and not so much an invasion storyline.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I hope it's neither, to be honest. I kind of like how, let's say the NWA Women's Championship gets defended on Dynamite here and there, but it's not necessarily an invasion. It's not. There's nothing more to it.
Callis and Kenny took off like they stole something, and they were keeping it for themselves. Huh. If you notice when they were running in the back, the entire AEW roster was like, "What's up? Where are you going?"
Oh, yeah.
with our belt.
That's a good point.
Like I said, this is an alternate timeline of the Montreal Screwjob, 100%.
100%.
Everyone except for Tony Khan, he seemed kind of happy there. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Didn't he say what the fuck? Like, or what the?
No, he was like, "Congratulations" or something like that.
Yeah.
But he looked happy. Yeah, I don't know, but
I'll have to rewatch. But I thought he was I thought he had a very surprised to get back here type of.
One of the things, because I was talking about the New Japan partnership coming into the picture. So one of the things that's kind of like a tell-all is basically when they announced that Jon Moxley isn't going to be at Wrestle Kingdom 15.
No.
He will not. But he's going to have to defend that U.S. title. And where's that going to happen?
I thought he got stripped, no?
No, they stripped because of weather the first time, because of the hurricane and the feud. He wasn't stripped of it yet. So he has to defend it against Kenta at Revolution seems the most logical place because that's the upcoming pay-per-view. So Revolution and of course Kenta has to appear there courtesy of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Right. So that's the beginning of that partnership. Now Ring of Honor, I haven't seen enough back and forth. I've seen a few people that aren't contracted appear on both, Ring of Honor and AEW, but we still have yet to see more of that. And as for the Invasion storyline, there's a few storylines in AEW that, like, it seems like comparatively, the way I view it is like it's probably reached that next level because now that Kenny Omega has appeared, I think they're going to go into. I think putting it into a full Impact Invasion storyline would really take this to the next level. Would make it like must-see TV.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm absolutely like tuning in to TNA next week.
Yeah.
Like,
Impact.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Dude, I'm so that doesn't flow off.
I know. I miss TNA.
TNA. Impact.
Yes, I know.
I'm sorry. Dixie Carter's still running shit, right?
No, she's not. She's out of the picture.
That's how long it's been, bro. That's how long it's. They have a 6-sided ring still, or no?
No, 4-sided ring.
No. It has been since then, since I did have interest in watching TNA, aka Impact. Mm-hmm. I did try watching a pay-per-view a couple months ago, but something about it didn't grab my attention, so I stopped and I went and watched just a review show on it. But I am definitely interested in it now. And then obviously we sort of touched on a little bit the new NWA show coming up. I'm absolutely interested in that as well because obviously they're tied into this umbrella with Thunder Rosa having her and Deeb. What's her first name? Deanna Deeb?
Serena
Deeb. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of names out there.
Yeah. So but yeah, but
this is all to me it's all the same product. It's all the like it's like when it's like midnight and you have you guys ever smoke weed? You ever go to a KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell combination and order one of everything from the menu? That's what this is for me, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting one of everything when I watch all three of those.
Yeah. And that picture that Don Callis, like what Matt mentioned earlier, it's reminiscent of how the territory days when you had the AWA, NWA days there were so many territorial days, the invisible hand. So, that pretty much marks out the fruition of unionization of, territories now coming into fruition. We're seeing that now because Tony Khan is already, since the beginning of the time when he created AEW, he opened the doors since day one to allow promotions to come cross-promoting, benefits both parties, and it has. It has benefited both parties most definitely, and I feel that it will continue that in the near future. And this is going to catch the eye of New Japan and Ring of Honor. Now, what Matt said in regards for the IWGP US Championship to be defended in AEW, I do not see it happening. But that would be great if it does. It might happen in New Japan Strong Style in the US, or he will have to relinquish it. By the looks of it, I think he's going to have to. Because
he's not going to lose it like clean.
No, he will have to.
I'd rather see him stripped of it.
Yes, because he's going to be a father anyways. So might as well he's going to go ahead and actually relinquish it. And he's not going to defend it. It has to be defended in Japan. It can't be defended in the States. It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense to be defended. Might as well give it to Kenta. Fuck it. There you go. For free. But obviously it doesn't look right, but there's no other option.
Right.
Khan said he's not going to do it. He's not going to allow him to do it. So we don't know. We'll do that. We have to wait and see. And also Khan, mentioned the trios and upcoming.
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah. And
A+ content right there.
The
I can
trios
already
championship.
name like 7 teams that exist right now that people that don't know that the trios titles are coming in 2021. Look at the roster right now and look how many trio teams already exist and have existed since the very first episode of Dynamite. Mm-hmm. It's a very exciting time. That roster already, that division already exists. Mm-hmm. Now it's a matter of putting the straps on SCU.
So, yeah.
So, I'm calling it SCU. SCU versus Death Triangle. I don't know how they're going to figure out maybe a round robin tournament. That'd be basically the cleanest way to do it.
Yes.
But you have, you can't really say the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny, but like you have, like I said,
Butcher, Blade, and Eddie Kingston.
So Eddie Kingston, there you go. Yeah. SCU, Death Triangle, version of Inner Circle,
Jurassic Express.
Jurassic Express, exactly. There's so
Panda
many
Express
right now.
Panda Express.
If you watch BTE.
But here's the thing, though. With that Trios Championship, that's going to open opportunities for other promotions. AAA has their own trios. And also, like I said,
Lucha Underground had it. Lucha Underground did it fantastically.
Yes.
They even had an intergent. I fucking hate her, but Sexy Star was in a trios title. She was in one of the teams. It was 2 men. I'm sorry,
I forgot who
it might have been Death Triangle and her. But yeah, it can be done. It can be done well. And Lucha Underground, watch it on Netflix. I think it's still up. If you're missing out on some dope ass Robert Rodriguez style pro wrestling. Anyways, I'm a huge Lucha Underground mark. It's a shame that we can't cover any of that right now.
Oh, no. But I'm telling you this right now. Well, that Trios Championship will open the doors for all these promotions for 2021 because it will have a lot of creativity for a lot of exposure for their talents in their promotion to compete if he does a tournament for it. So that'll be something that we would love to see. And cheers to you, Tony Khan.
In that same vein, I'm excited for the women's division. Because it is a little bit lacking right now, pending a bunch of injuries in just a straight AEW roster. But having that door open, they've already brought in Thunder Rosa and Deeb and a couple people from our boy down at GCW Generation or GPW.
That's another thing.
You're gonna have an influx of talent coming up in the women's division, and it's gonna be flooded, and I love it. The return of Abaddon, holy shit! Didn't see that coming. A+. I loved how Hikaru Shida sold that interview. She's like, "Oh, I'm not afraid of her," and then some noise in the background. I don't know if anyone picked up on it. There was like something fell in the background, and then she jumped like she actually was scared. Yeah. Subtle selling, I love it. Can't wait. I know she's not losing to Abaddon anytime soon, but I'm excited for that division to pick up.
Definitely, we're looking forward to see that. So make sure you guys stay tuned on Tuesday Access TV for Impact as we see
Impact. I have to remember Impact.
Impact, and we'll have to wait to see what is the response of Kenny Omega.
It's going to be the most watched.
Why, Kenny? Why?
You sold out.
He's got to get paid.
There you go. That is right. So make sure you guys tune in.
Guy, instead of a Paul Heyman guy, I'm a Don Callis guy.
You're Don Callis guy. I love that.
You're a Don Callis guy. Remind you that Don Callis learned from the great mind of Paul Heyman too.
Yeah, he was in ECW before he came over as Cyrus the Virus.
Yes, that is right. So let's go ahead and now move on with pro wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen. The big announcement of what happened here on SoCal, especially here in California with this whole pandemic situation, caused another lockdown again, unfortunately, which made a decision for our beloved brother and promoter, one of the greatest, creative minds of professional wrestling in SoCal and overall, in my opinion. Everybody has their own opinions about him. Mr. David Marquez announcing that they'll be taking a break from, for the holidays and be coming back in 2021. So if you guys missed the last episode of United Wrestling Network, make sure you tune in. That was this past Tuesday, December 1st, as we saw Slice Boogie versus Davey Boy Smith Jr. making his debut. That was a phenomenal, heavy-hitting, matchup. So Jordan Clearwater defending his Heritage Championship he took away from our brother Ray Rosas, and he lost the title because of SoCal distancing. So that's an unfortunate. and much more on that. So make sure you guys watch them on FITE TV or any other local listings. Make sure you tune in on United Wrestling Network. The description below will have all the links to watch United Wrestling Network. And thank you, Mr. Marquez, for providing. Thank you.
To the last drop. He kept those doors open for as long as he legally could. And if you can in any way support your favorite SoCal or wherever you are in the world's indie scene, whether it's the promotion itself, your favorite stars, if they have merch online, if they have an OnlyFans, whatever it takes to help support local talent wherever you are in the world that's been affected due to the global bastard, please do, because it's content that we need to see, and these performers need to be out there providing it for us. The United Wrestling Network was doing so much for just the SoCal scene right now, and I think they were the only players in the game. They squeezed every last drop out of what they could until the door shut again for like the second or third time this year. And it's heartbreaking that we had so many great storylines and tournaments and talent on the rise. I mean, Hollywood Wrestling itself brought in so many big names just to enhance the local guys. And now we don't know when those storylines and matches are going to continue.
Right.
So do what you can. Follow them on whatever social media platforms. Show your love. Show your support. SoCal. I keep saying SoCal because that's where I'm from, and I'm used to saying that. But wherever you are. Yeah, wherever you are watching this, do what you can to just support the content.
Absolutely, 100%. But don't forget, you can still watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Obviously, they have their latest tapings that they've recorded before the shutdown. So make sure you tune in. Check your local listings. Also, that will be in the description below as well. The link where you can actually see the airtime and what channel they're going to be on. So I should want to go ahead and also thank the staff from United Wrestling Network, from Championship Hollywood. We thank you, the staff, the production crew, the behind the scenes, all the men and women, to the athletes and men and women that provided this this content for us wrestling fans, pro wrestling fans. Not only just locally but nationwide, worldwide. We thank you. We cheers you for doing a phenomenal job. Keeping it great, keeping it up for us pro wrestling fans, bringing the best damn wrestling, and we cannot wait to see what's the outcome of 2021. So cheers to you, Mr. Marquez, and for all the staff at United Wrestling Network. Thank you for another great moment of 2020 for us professional wrestling fans. Now, also want to go ahead and those doors shut down. A new one right open, and that is the return of the National Wrestling Alliance. NWA Shockwave made their Shockwave on Tuesday. And that's right, they made their Shockwave on Tuesday, and which we saw 3 phenomenal matches. We did see, Jordan Cruz versus Eli Drake. That was another great match. Eli Drake picked up with the win. Our favorite women's superstar, the Killer Bay, Heather Monroe, going one-on-one versus Camille Bridgehouse. But, she didn't pick up the win, but she did a great performance. And her, Camille, kudos to you two ladies. Phenomenal work. We love it. And also we had the main event. The NWA 10 pounds of gold championship was defended. Nick Aldis versus Mike Bennett. Not Canellis.
Bennett, yeah.
Mike Bennett. I was going to say it. I cut myself out. That storyline sucked.
Such the worst. Oh, my God. I still have PTSD from that storyline, bro.
But I could
former 24/7 champion.
I got the first female, right? Or no? Was you said first pregnant?
First pregnant.
Right. I was going to say the first female, I think, was like Jackie or something like that.
Mr. Steamboat, take the floor away. Tell them how was the match? How was the main event overall? The card. Tell the audience.
Mike Bennett versus Nick Aldis was pretty solid. I gotta say, it's one hell of a first episode, and there was a lot of dramaticness. There's a lot of very dramatic match. I gotta say, a lot of especially all the pile drivers. If you like watching people get pile driven, that's for you. And your head and your neck's gonna hurt a lot after just watching it.
Definitely. I mean, just make sure you guys tune in on their YouTube channel. That's where you can be at NWA YouTube. Hopefully we'll see the next episode. We don't know yet. We'll find out. But keep an eye on NWA, and kudos to all of them performers for that first episode debut for them. You guys did make a shockwave, so I'm looking forward to seeing more. So stay tuned with NWA on YouTube. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on with WWE announcing the new signees to to the WWE roster. So we do have the announcements. We have 2 out of the 3 from the Rascals. That's Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz. Now, we did say previously that it was previously rumored that we're going to go, but now it's confirmed. Now, then we have Alex Zane, another alumni from Black Label Pro Wrestling, and also Alex Zane was in New Japan Strong Style, and also in Ring of Honor, which he will be competing as well. I mean, they competed as well, and New Japan once again. And then we had a former former WNBA player. That was Anel Howard. She got signed to WWE, and also one of your alumni was he's a protege of Tajiri, and Matt's.
Oh, I was like, I'm like somebody I trained with.
No. This is Matt's.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing that Chris was thinking.
I was like, no, this is Matt. So it's gonna be hard for me to say it. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. So Juri Ekeme Higuchi. He's the one who got signed with WWE, and he's a former. He was trained by Tachiri, wrestled in All Japan. I think he wrestled in Pro Wrestling Noah as well. So I'm looking forward to see his debut and looking at his attributes, what's he going to bring to WWE. And the last one that was signee that I was in shock, and that was Russ Taylor, a SoCal native. SoCal native Russ Taylor competed in Championship Wrestling for Hollywood, United Wrestling Network competed, New Japan Strong Style as well. He's part of the Team Filthy, Tom Lawler. He's part of that group, and now he is signed with WWE. So I wanted to go ahead and say to all of them, congratulations, and congratulations getting your dreams come true. Now, the biggest question, gentlemen, which I will ask you, Mr. Steamboat, where is Trey Miguel, the third member of the Rascals? Where's he gonna go?
He's gonna go to he'll go with me to McDonald's to get some snack wraps.
I'm so hungry.
I'll join in. Why not?
Sorry,
Count
that's
me in.
Oh my God! All right, CK1, where do you see Trey Miguel going? He didn't sign with WWE, so where's he gonna go?
It's weird they take 2 out of 3 like that. So I see him just floating around a little bit, maybe just hitting the indie scene, and I don't know who's sent him offers. Basically, it just comes down to he gets to choose whatever flies his direction. He might just kind of travel. I mean, it's going to be really hard to literally travel, obviously, because of what's happening with the world. But I don't have any idea who's looking at him right now. I don't know whose radar he's on, so it's going to be hard to predict where he ends up.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Mr. Hero, what do you feel about Trey Miguel?
It's interesting because probably like 4, maybe even 2 years ago, I would have said, I don't know, maybe they just didn't offer him something. But now it's like maybe he got offered something, but he rejected it. Maybe he has his eyes set on AEW or, anywhere else. There's options now. So, wherever he goes, I'm sure he's going to be able to land on his feet.
Definitely. I mean, we'll have to wait and see on that. And I'm hoping that I was a bit shocked myself that wait a minute, I thought you didn't sign him either. What is going on? I thought we were gonna have all 3 of them of the Rascals, but did it happen? Maybe how you say you're right. Maybe AEW could be the route that he may be going to as a singles competitor. Maybe Ring of Honor, but I don't see Ring of Honor. They don't have them. No disrespect to Ring of Honor, but I don't think Moolah wise, they don't think they have it. Maybe New Japan, but do you want to be a young lion? That's the question. You don't want to be a young lion with the black trunks. You just want to. You don't want to.
Chopping you up all day.
That's it. You're gonna be chopped up and get beat up by everybody the whole damn day, and I don't think you want that. And also, want to go ahead and mention, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to tune in today. It's Friday. It's Friday. So it's Friday.
Oh, shut the fuck up, bro. Come on. Don't do that.
What's up with that? Today, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys tune in on Title Match Network. That's right. Our brother Jeremy's event is starting today, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern, and that is the Generation Championship Wrestling Diamond Cup happens tonight. So make sure you guys tune in and watch that on Title Match Network. All of the details are below the description as well. Make sure you tune in because I'll be watching it tonight. I'm gonna be watching it. So Shaw Guerrero's in-ring debut. Woo, why not? I need to see it. That's a must-see TV. Now let's go ahead and move on with New Japan. I mentioned to you guys we were going to report it to you guys, but we took a little quick break. So now we're back on it. So let's go ahead and give the audience. Well, let's give the people what they want, which is courtesy of Dirty Heels. Let's go ahead and actually give the updates of the Best of Super Juniors. The upcoming points, we have El Desperado, Sho, Hiromu, and Taji Ishimori with 10 points still left in the Best of Juniors. And also the one leading behind them, Bushi, Master Wato, Robbie Eagles, and Taiguchi. So Bushi, Master Wato with 8 points, Eagles and Taiguchi with 6. I was surprised that Eagles has 6 points in Taiguchi too, because I actually wanted Taiguchi to actually kind of win it, but I'm happy that Desperado's up there alongside with Sho. Sho has been impressing me watching this Best of Super Junior Cup. Man, I'm loving it. How do you feel about this, Mr. Steamboat? Who do you think is going to win? Who's going to make it to the finals? Who will make it to the finals of this?
Hiromu's kind of like an odds-on favorite, just because he's a very over baby face at the moment. The Bone Soldier, he has his history, I only just came across a match of Ishimori versus, once again, Marufuji. I'll mention his name anytime I can. Master Wato, they're building him up, it's still very early in his career. So Sho's Sho's the dark horse, but I'm probably going to put my money on Hiromu.
Ah, okay. So you see Hiromu winning it all then. All right. And also we have now with the World Tag League. Who's up there on the points? Then we have this is a shocking, but I like what I'm seeing of what they have done throughout this past week in that tournament, and that is chaos. That is, Tomohiro Ishii and Yano are in the lead, 10 points. They're up there on the World Tag League. Right behind them is Shingo Sonata, Taichi and Zack Zambre. You got Goto and Yoshi. You got Great O'Khan and Jeff Khan. And you have the Guerrillas of Destiny, Juice and Finley, and Evo and Yujiro. They're the only ones with 6 points. The rest are 8 points. What do you feel so far, Mr. Steamboat, with this tournament going on, and who do you see that one taking?
I mean, Chaos has kind of been they don't really have too many championships with them right now, so I guess Chaos should probably get it at the moment. Guerrillas of Destiny have had those tag titles a gajillion times, it's about time they give it to somebody else at this moment in time.
Definitely. This moment in time, quote of Triple H, Paul Levesque. He always says that all the time. But yes, make sure you guys tune in, ladies and gentlemen, as it's still going on. It's not over yet. You still have tonight, which is, tonight you still got both of the tournaments going on over the weekend, and we'll discuss to you guys next week who made it to the finals, as the finals for both of the tournaments will happen on December 11th, which is next Friday. So we will give you the updates of who made it, and we'll discuss again who's going to win it overall. He's chasing Hiromu. He's chasing Chaos. I choose Sho. To win this one. But the Creeper's going to be probably Desperado. That's why I feel like we a Creeper one on the Best Super Junior ones. World Tag, I'm with you on that. Got to give it a Chaos. Why not? Someone new. I think Sonata already had it, but Shingo never, it's his first time. But yeah, I'm with you. Why not have Chaos win it? There's nobody else. Let them have it. The tournament not really was the best anyways, because it's only just 10 teams. Not how it was normally with 20 of them. But, we'll have to wait and see. So make sure you guys tune in, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to go ahead and move on right quick. To WWE. I want to discuss about these upcoming feuds that we're seeing. I'm not going to go to details of Raw or SmackDown, what happened in this past. I'm just going to mention these upcoming feuds that we were seeing, and I'm going to ask, obviously, our brothers here their thoughts about it. I'm going to name the list of feuds that we're seeing. We got AJ already going one-on-one against Drew on TLC. We're seeing now Riddle might feud with Bobby Lashley for the U.S. belt. We already got, Roman Reigns going to feud with KO for the Universal. Sami Zayn and Big E now for the IC. We're looking at that now. Randy Orton, The Fiend. Sasha and Carmella for the SmackDowns. Bayley and Bianca. Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso. And on the Raw Women's side, Women's Champion, I don't see it defended. I see Lana and Asuka still feuding with Shayna and Nia for those tag team belts. And, of course, Mike's favorite group, Retribution and Ricochet. So I'll ask you, Mr. CK1, which feud are you intrigued?
Oh, man. Shit, dude. Really? Okay, so here, can I throw one that's not on the list that has yet to come to fruition that I predict? Can I make a prediction? Is that cool?
Go right ahead, man. Go right ahead.
So I think Sheamus is going to turn on Drew. That is probably the most obvious thing we're going to have, and that's going to be probably a Royal Rumble match or an upcoming pay-per-view match. I think Sheamus is being a little too buddy-buddy, obviously, and I think Miz is going to try and cash in. I think he's probably not going to win, but if he does, that's a brave move right now in this climate. That's where I think that's headed right there. That makes all the sense in the world. I had something else lined up. What else? Was that all I really care about right now? I think the Daniel Bryan Jey Uso, that's going to be quality match, but it's not going to be a story I care about per se. Like, I'm not like, I can't wait to see what happens. I'm just going to love watching the match because the performers are fantastic. I think Lana and Asuka are going to win the titles, but I think it's going to have nothing to do with Lana doing any work, and I think that's going to be the gimmick. It's going to be Lana accidentally getting these wins. It reminds me of something that's happened in the past, but I can't put my finger on it, where the tag champ never did anything. Like, one member of the team did nothing, and someone else carried all the weight, and they accidentally were getting wins.
Rico and Rikishi.
Was that what it was?
At least that's what happened.
Okay,
yeah.
I believe you. Yeah, if it hasn't happened before, it's not a bad storyline. It is goofy, but it is original, or, I hate that when something is different, I have to like it because of how not different the main roster is right now. So whenever they do something that's like silly or different or original, I'm like, oh, that's cool, even though comparing it to other brands, it's just not. But I kind of like the Lana accidentally being successful, I guess, just because it's something. Bianca and Bayley, that's going to be 5-star matches every time they wrestle, at least by the main roster standards, not by, the Meltzer standards. I like Carmella a lot. She's fun no matter what. I just, I don't know. If I were to pay for, there's not a main event coming up that I would pay to see, I'm just saying. I don't like that I feel that way. We've seen Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt how many times now? The Fiend. He's never faced the Fiend. Oh, okay. He's faced Bray Wyatt. Big fucking whoop. All right, cool.
Don't make me bring the mask out.
The Alexa Bliss character, like, I get it, but it is definitely a daddy-daughter cosplay, and it's borderline creepy, like absolutely creepy. I'm just not too. I don't care about who wins any of these matches as long as they're done proper. I'm gonna focus on just the quality of the match, not the storylines right now, because that's all you can, in my opinion.
All right.
I'm sorry, I don't have a better answer. That's just how I feel.
No.
I can set aside a storyline for the quality match, as long as they're allowed to do what they're allowed to do inside the four corners.
That's what. Call us, Vinny. Call us, because you lose your fucking touch. Shit.
Oh, I heard recently that it's basically Bruce coming up.
Oh, no. He Bruce.
Don't get me started on Bruce.
You don't want him to get started now.
Okay.
That's
a different list.
Brother Lame.
Brother Lame might be out of a job again because of this shit. But we will talk about him a little bit. But go ahead, Mr. Hero. The floor is yours. Which one do you feel that will take it?
Oh my goodness. I I don't even know what to say anymore. WWE. My goodness. I want to care. I really do. To be honest,
for sure.
And the wrestling world wants to care. But you're not giving them what quality stuff here.
I give them what they want.
You're not giving the people what they want, right?
There you go.
Borrowing that from Dirty Heels. Yeah, man, it's just honestly the Lana Asuka team up. It kind of seems to fit way better than the Shayna and Nia Jax, team. So I wouldn't doubt them putting the titles on Lana, and this whole Lana pulling a Homer sort of thing, so to speak. It's a Simpsons reference. It could end up being an entertaining storyline down the road. Let's see, the whole head of the table thing. Actually,
not bad. I like
it's
it.
not bad. I like Roman Reigns as the heel. He fits the part. I like to boo him. So there you go. And now he's actually.
I'm actually cheering him now. It's a completely double switched on me.
Well, there you go. I mean, I feel like ultimately that's what they were trying to get at.
Yeah.
Or go to. So yeah, and if this ends up with The Rock coming in and WrestleMania happening, that'd be.
If there was a crowd, that would be the move. But I just don't see that working without a crowd because you need that pop.
Yes, you do. Absolutely.
Nobody pops like I'll say it. Nobody pops like The Rock when that music hits. Like the Austin Glass Break, definitely. But
during the Attitude Era.
Yeah, for sure. But post Attitude Era, the Rock music was the
current day, yeah.
And then, like you called earlier, the CM Punk pop, like the three. Those are the three.
There you go. Sure. Fiend and Orton. I actually, the part that intrigues me is the whole Alexa thing, which I feel that we're gonna see her get RKO'd any one of these weeks.
I mean, he gave it. It throws. Baron Corbin giving the end of days to Becky Lynch about 2 years ago. I loved it. I love that. I love Becky Lynch. I just love to see her take it. So yes, to that.
Yeah,
I am into that.
He's RKO'd so many women.
I'm not condoning the dynamic.
No, but we know that these are protected moves, and of course, we know, right? And more importantly, the wrestlers feel safe doing it, and so it's all in good entertainment, right? But yeah, I wish there was more that I was excited about, and there's a reason why we started this episode with AEW, because they had the big moments and the excitement and everything going on, and Raw and SmackDown have been moved to kind of the end of the episode here. But we need something. #CM Punk.
And we would be just as passionate about any promotion that put on a quality content, as if WWE did something like this, we would definitely be just as excited about it. There's no bias.
But see, we had that. We had Sting debut. That debut was great, in my opinion. Survivor Series, Authority versus Team whatever's. Team Cena, there you go. Dolph Ziggler, had such a great moment. I still remember to this day because it was enjoyable to watch.
Yes.
Sting came out, put Ziggler on top of Rollins, there you go. And that was a moment. I was excited for that too. And unfortunately, it went how it went. But,
this is a moment in time right now, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm correcting Mike for the first time
about
WWE.
Are you sure you want to go there?
No, because
look at this 2 in 1 minute.
And for the first time, and if you look at our archive, ladies and gentlemen, he will correct me about who am I forgetting about WWE. That's how you can tell that AEW just won him over.
Yes, absolutely.
This is how you can tell that AEW
come to the dark. Come to the neon pink side.
Come to the dark side of the Force.
There you go.
And there you have it. He is now an AEW fan. It's no longer
a year in 14 days.
Mr. Steve-O, I want to hear your rebuttal.
So maybe just the Randy Orton Fiend thing. It could be like another cinematic match. And
They did that already. They did it.
They might do something different. They might bring out different props or camera angles. It's like watching
There's puppets now.
Yeah, there's
Now, yeah.
Yeah, it's like watching a TV show. So yeah, well,
It's gonna come down to like Alexa Bliss is in the house, and whoever it's in the house is on fire, and whoever can save her gets her, or I don't know, something like that, some bullshit. I don't know. I'm writing this as yeah. It's just how bad it sounds. It's just I don't know what they're gonna do to make it original, because the first time was that first Firefly Funhouse match, and that wasn't that bad, but it wasn't great, you know. It was one of the first cinematic matches, to be fair. So
yeah,
but just I don't know what they're gonna do differently.
The Boneyard was like one of the first ones for me.
No. The Firefly Funhouse was way before that Boneyard, where they just
because it happened on night one, right?
Those were not those were like a year apart at least. I swear to God.
The one with Orton and Bray Wyatt, right?
No, that was a house burnout. That wasn't a Firefly.
That wasn't a cinematic match.
No, that was.
Yes, it was. They were inside the house. They were throwing refrigerators on top of each other. It was shot like
it was a feud for them to build up for WrestleMania. That was when Bray Wyatt was.
What I'm saying, it was one of the first, if not the first, cinematic match.
I'm sorry, I'm just losing my mind right now because Mike is forgetting this shit. He normally remembers this shit. What the fuck is going on?
It's like it's being pushed out by Wednesday nights now.
Hey, yep, there you go.
Right, yeah. Payback 2017. It was House of Horrors match. But what I'm saying, it was one of the first, if not the first, match shot like a movie.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That led the way to better matches like the Boneyard match. Right. Everything AEW does, like the Stampede match or the everything Matt Hardy does.
Right. No, I get your point. I get it.
But my point was that they can't do that again, and I don't see how they could do it again differently that would make me care.
No, I'm with you that. I'm with you that 100%. I don't think it doesn't matter. I wouldn't even care, to be honest with you. If they do a cinematic match again with him and the Fiend or the Firefly, like in a house, nah. Forget about it. You already did. You're doing enough already with that shit. Fuck that. I'm done with it. This is my thoughts right now about this. You're looking at this, right? It's blank for a reason. Vince McMahon and whoever, Papa and also Brucey, they do not write shit down because guess what product they're watching? Whether they like it or not, they're fucking watching AEW. They're watching New Japan. They're watching Ring of Honor. They're watching all of these promotions. What are they doing that we cannot do? It's right there in front of your faces, boys. You can't do this? Why not? But that's why, how Mike said it prior before, why are they delaying of mentioning matches, upcoming matches, like how AEW is doing it the following week? Why can't they? Because they're watching the product. They're watching what's going to be next week. Okay. Paul Levesque is watching what's next week.
Yeah, I feel like that's true.
He's watching it. If you're not writing anything down for the upcoming week, it's for a reason. Because you're watching other products of what they're doing. And I think it's about time they have the competition for the first time. They need to have competition to get to better their product. Because this is not going nowhere. It's not. This is now becoming in fruition. Now territories working together. You're gonna give in one day or another. You're gonna give in, and you're gonna join that inner circle of AEW's, New Japan's, and everybody else, which I cannot wait for.
Hey, how exciting is it to hear Jericho say bullshit like 4 times in 2 minutes?
I know, I love it.
I love that. I mark out for shit. Or literally the word shit.
This is bullshit. Shit. It's bullshit.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit together. I love it. I love it.
I pop for that because it's so funny.
Oh, yeah. Now, in regards to WWE upcoming feuds, the only one that I'm looking forward of Bayley and Bianca Belair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the fact is that these two women are very competitive in the ring.
Bianca's the future.
Sure. Bianca is the future, and I believe that she deserves to have this feud, and for her to be put over, she deserves that. I think this one, Bailey should put her over, and I think she will. And there's going to be a great match, a great feud between these two women.
Yeah, it'd be a very Kevin Owens, John Cena moment.
Yes, I will enjoy that 100%. And I'm hopefully we'll see that on TLC. We'll find out with that. Now,
or TNA. I'm dumb. I'm fired.
In regards for Riddle and Lashley, I'm actually interested because I want to see. You got one current and one former MMA fighter going at it with each other. And now
they're both technically. They're both former.
Well,
yeah.
Lashley can do 65 unless he cuts off a bicep.
Yeah. That feud I would like to see because I want to see we see some grappling down. We don't know. I want to see what I'm happy that Riddle's getting his push, but do I see him winning the U.S. belt? No, I don't see it.
I don't not see it. I mean, obviously, Hurt Business is a factor, but I can see there being some kind of not so much a fluke, but a failure by the Hurt Business. Maybe something backfires.
Yeah.
The 93rd surprise roll up of the year. Something like that.
Right, yep.
I actually would have seen Keith Lee take it away from Lashley.
Oh, goddamn, that'd be a brutal match. That'd be so fun.
I would I'm with you with that. I think, why not? Keith Lee taking the belt, that would be something amazing, The only thing I'm sad about, now moving off of that, I'm sad about the fact that they just gave up on Big E. Right away, his push was just either that or their
IC title, man. Jesus Christ.
Back to the IC belt? No. I don't want him to go back to the IC belt. That should not be Big E. Big E should be competing, trying to get to the top of the mountain. He deserves that, unless Papa, Vinny, and Bruce probably gave up on him. And if they did, they're fucking idiots. Because that's why your product is losing to these. Your ratings ain't shit because of that. I'm sorry, Rob. Ladies and gentlemen,
they don't take risks.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are big WWE fans or you're watching the show, we're telling the truth. I'm not trying to be fucking Alvarez and fucking he buries him the most. I stick to I'm neutral. I'm neutral. We're all neutral, I'm hoping. Well, not no more. Mike's already AEW. He's going to buy his AEW shirt pretty soon coming.
Yeah. When they're not $30 plus 30 in shipping, I'm definitely getting one.
There you go. But we're all neutral here giving our opinions. We're not giving you facts of what we know, like how they motherfuckers are. We're not giving you 5 or 5 fucking stars. So, well, yeah, what is a fact? Fucking asshole. But we're giving you 5 beers, 4 beers, 3 beers, 2 beers, 1 beers for you, Alvarez. But anyways, back to that. Big E, no. I do not want him to go back to that. So someone else should be going for the IC belt. Should not be. It should be maybe I would include Buddy Murphy. Why not have Buddy Murphy in there? I would have him. I have Ric Flair here, so my apologies, gentlemen. So I would have him or someone else.
I actually would have Shorty G.
Chad Gable, yes. I would have Chad Gable.
Who's this Chad Gable?
He's no longer Shorty G. He went back
to that's right.
Yes, he went back to Chad Gable. So why not him? Have him go for it. He deserves it.
Yeah.
So we'll see the outcome of that feud. Roman and Kevin, I love how Kevin Owens, he's my number one guy when it comes to fucking charisma. That motherfucker can talk on the mic. That's why Stone Cold blessed him. Yeah, son, you can use a stunner, son. Go ahead. Knock some bitch out. He blessed him for that because he got a mouthpiece. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I know. Please, Vinny, please, which you are, because I know that you'd love to see. Good shit. You don't squash Kevin Owens in this match of TLC. Don't do it. And if you do, that's how you know that you suck, bro.
I don't see Owens winning, but I don't want it to be a squash.
Thank you. I don't want that either. That's pretty much the ones that Daniel Bryan's going to put over Jey Uso anyway. So he's going to lose. Daniel Bryan's on his way out. He has nothing else to prove. He's on his way out.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure, but it doesn't. Yeah.
But he's putting over talent. And I have a lot of respect for that, for Daniel Bryan. Now, Retribution, though, on the other hand, thank you, Lord. Mike, you did us another – I hope you did. I hope to just take out Mia Yim. She was unmasked on Raw. Take her out of fucking Retribution.
Martinez was the first one to speak up about it, so that was a good precedent. She barely, I think she only had like one or two episodes.
Appearance.
Yeah. I love Shane Thorne. I can't wait to hopefully see him used properly. Clean win over Ricochet. What the fuck? That was crazy. Did not see that.
Well, I mean, the interference, all of that would happen.
I was still a 3 count.
Yeah. But this is fuck.
But I mean, he can perform, so hopefully he's used properly. They're letting him talk. I just hope Retribution is just a jumping off point. You know what I'm saying? Just getting people comfortable on the main roster. Usually they do a shit gimmick like that to get you comfortable on the mic and in front of people and on camera. So I'm hoping it's just a transitional thing. And I also noticed they started saying Mustafa Ali's name either differently or I've been saying it wrong this whole time. But Michael Cole's Michael Cole's been saying Mustafa.
There you go, Mustafa.
And then Todd Phillips is saying Mustafa. I'm like, which one is it? Is it changed? Is it like the heel version?
He came out on Raw Talk. He said, "No, my name is Mustafa."
Okay,
Mustafa Ali.
Whichever way he says it is the correct way, because obviously it's him.
Right.
Okay.
I give 2 shits. I'm not a big fan of it.
Let's just pray for the best.
No, I love Ali, but
we all feel the same way about that team.
Yeah, but it's oh my god. I'm just glad that American Hero.
It's just Nexus with masks and shitty nicknames.
I would have Nexus back instead of fucking Retribution.
Yeah, man, fucking Husky Harris, bro.
But Mia Yim, go on your own. If you watch this,
go your own way.
Go your own way.
And the harmonies, though.
There you go. Well,
I'm not the singer in this group.
No, that's Mr. MGC. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about NXT, what happened. Obviously, we didn't want to discuss about them because we're going to go ahead and discuss about the upcoming War Games. War Games. We'll be right back. We'll discuss about that. Make sure you watch a commercial. Make sure you shop for all these SoCal, residents around HP, around anywhere. Go ahead and shop at the Wrestling Guy store. Make sure you go there. They're still, even though with this whole, restrictions, this new, social distancing, rules, but that doesn't mean that they're closed. They're still open. Make sure you actually go there and shop. And you mentioned Circle Debate. You mentioned our names. You mentioned, the CK1 Chris Kennedy. You mentioned, I think he's Slapnuts, or
it's Flapjack,
or Flapjack, or Steak Jack, or cooking steaks in the
Big Jack, Magnum Dong,
Big Jack. And we mentioned Matthew Steamboat, that you can get 10% off as well. If you mentioned the Great American Hero, Mike Lopez, you get 10% off. Or you mentioned me, the Devious One, Ivan C.
Yeah, you count.
Or, I do count sometimes. I really don't. But, or the Reputation Killer, Josh Horton. Make sure that you guys shop at the Wrestling Guy store. And so we'll be right back after these messages from Circle Debate Tools.
Real quick, before we go, I do have to depart from this particular part of the podcast, but I did want to make an announcement real quick that on December 11th, I will be filming a particular episode, non-wrestling related, where I will be conducting an interview from the chair of a tattoo shop as I'm getting tattooed, interviewing the very talented Max Marlowe down at From the Heart Tattoo Shop in Wildemar. I don't know what's going to air, but it's going to be very interesting. That it's basically we're going to hit record as soon as the needle hits my skin, and we're going to see how long I can. Basically it's going to be like Hot Ones, except I'm going to be getting tattooed and asking the questions, and I'm super excited.
That's going to be a hot one.
Please tell us that you're going to be getting the Circle of Debate logo tattooed on you.
Oh, I already have that. That's on my tramp stamp already. I got that. So.
Must see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I am excited and terrified. I think I'll be fine. I don't think I'll tap out. Hopefully.
If you do tap out, we are gonna, we're gonna have to clown you.
I'm fired.
No, we're just gonna tell you tapped out. You tapped out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's basically what I got going on next week. So I wish you the best. As far as NXT goes, Shotzi Blackheart. She's the shit right now. I think she's the NXT's answer to Darby Allin. But yeah, you guys have fun talking about it, and I will see you guys. We're filming tomorrow, right? Top 5 botches.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before he leaves this Sunday, we are doing top 5 picks of the week for 31, which is our top 5 botches. You know, so we're doing our best botches that we love for this.
It's going to be shocking.
Yes, that's right. We want to go ahead and thank our brother from another brother, CK1 himself, Chris Kennedy, as he has to go ahead and depart himself, but he'll be back next week for episode 32 and also for the top. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, and after this break.
Hey gang, this is Lisa Marie Barron, also known as Victoria from WWE, also known as Tara from TNA Impact Wrestling. If you're not shopping at the Wrestling Guy store, something is seriously wrong with you. Don't make me go over there and widow speak your butt. So the Wrestling Guy store is where it's at. Celebrities, collectibles. Of course, he has me here, so he definitely has good taste. The Wrestling Guy store, baby.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Circles Made Podcast. Don't forget to go ahead and shop at the Wrestling Guy store. Make sure the description will be down below with the address, the telephone number, the social media platforms. Make sure you mention Circle Debate. You will get 10% off of your pro wrestling merchandise. Make sure you go to the Wrestling Guy store. Tell David, tell the owner, oh, it's not Circle Debate. But what about 10%? Where's my 10? If he says no, tell him, what's up with that? I need my 10% off. So I need that. Then most definitely. So let's go ahead and move on now with NXT. This is the go home with NXT now. The main event was obviously Shotzi Blackheart versus Raquel Gonzalez. And then we see now the revelation of the fourth member of Team Shotzi, that Io Shirai, which was obvious, obviously, and Team Shotzi taking it away, taking the win. So, Mr. Steamboat, that's your girl right there, Filipino native. What are your thoughts about that match?
You know, she's an up and coming baby face. You know, making that they're elevating her. Her getting that victory is like a big push forward for her as a character. So it's cool. Like she's in that leadership role. Like sooner or later, she's got to get that belt. That's the next thing. Like if she could climb a ladder and get that suitcase, she could climb a ladder and get that belt. So Shotzi, much luck to you soon. And I see the good girl team winning the War Games match too.
Mr. Hero, the floor is yours.
I find it interesting that this is being called Shotzi's team, but Io Shirai is the champion. I don't know. I find that interesting. But it kind of goes to show that the momentum that Shotzi has right now is moving up and up and up and up, you know? I definitely think that the women's division in NXT is probably the strongest in the entire wrestling industry, right? Stronger than Impact, stronger than ROH, stronger than the main roster itself. So they have a lot of talent that they can work with, and this upcoming match, I'm very much looking forward to. It'll showcase even more the women's division and how solid and how well put together it is. So I'll be watching, and I'm looking forward to it.
That is right. So let's go ahead and let's move on with that now with the NXT TakeOver War Games.
War Games.
War Games. Say it, Matt.
War Games. British accent.
Yes, you're Sean Connery. Huh? Why was you about to the party?
War Games.
War Games.
Damn, we got a bond here.
We got a bond here. James, if you're watching this, you got a competition now, even though you're the real British, you're the real British guy, but Matt over here.
Daniel Craig, it's like my name is Pussy Galore.
Octopusher. I remember that, Sean Connery. Now this is the card for NXT Takeover War Games. The main event, Undisputed Era versus the Kings of NXT, which is Pat McAfee.
The pack.
Pat McAfee, Danny Burch, Lonnie Orkin, and Pete Dunne versus Undisputed Era. The co-main event, we do have Team Shotzi, which we just mentioned earlier. Shotzi Blackheart, Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley, and Ember Moon versus Team LeRae, Candice LeRae, Tony Storm, Dakota Kai, and the last one, I can't believe I forgot. I just had a brain fart. The last one is Raquel Gonzalez. So that's another one right there. The triple threat match for the North American Championship, Leon Ruff, Damian Priest, and Johnny Gargano. We have the strap match, Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes. And also we have Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. That's going to be another interesting. So, gentlemen, I'll go with you, Mr. Hero. What are you looking forward to this NXT TakeOver War Games? And which one will steal the show?
Definitely the women's match, like I mentioned earlier, is the one that I'm looking forward to the most. And I feel like it'll definitely steal the show. However, I really want this whole McAfee thing to end. So I want Undisputed Era to just dominate McAfee's team, it's been said that the Undisputed Era doesn't have much left to do in NXT, but I think getting this win will definitely put them on the right track. We still need to see them as faces. Have a good face run, and I think that could be what happens here. Overall, the show, I will be watching. The Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa match, I'm also going to be watching. I'm looking forward to that one too. Interesting matchups, and for it to be considered the developmental brand, they're putting on solid takeovers every time. So should be a good show.
Absolutely. Mr. Sean Connery, Mr. Sean Steamboat. Say it. War Games.
No. Blood coming out. For the Pat Max Slack Jack Pat Rack smoking crack. So I don't think they're gonna get this. This will be like the last hurrah for Undisputed is what's looking like. It looks like Undisputed Era will get, because in this situation they're the baby faces, so they're gonna get this win. This is gonna be kind of like their last hurrah. Who knows? This takeover could be like the high note they go out on. Is what it could be looking like. Since like they don't got the belt. None of them have belts right now, and it kind of seems like the right time. As Mike said, it's there's nothing really too much for them to do in NXT.
Yeah, I mean, this could be, maybe the last time we'll see them, and they'll be debuting in the main roster. We just have to wait to see how the outcome goes of it and see where it goes moving forward. Yes, this card, it will be incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing all these matches, especially, the opening match, Ciampa and Thatcher. That's going to be an interesting that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that because, man, yeah, those are two heavy hard hitters, and especially a grappler and not saying Ciampa stiff, but man, a hard hitting person. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're gonna, bring that to the table, and hopefully now with the Cameron and Dexter Lumis, this feud is over. Now, finally, hopefully it's over. This will end the feud, and now move on to the North American Championship. Either one of you guys or both of you guys, because we need to see new fresh shit to go for the North American Championship. Leon Ruff might retain, in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But I'm hoping that they'll steal the show as well. Yes, the women's war games. Man, I think these women are gonna they're gonna knock it out of the park and may steal this shit. And like how Mike said earlier, yes, these women, is the strongest division in the professional wrestling industry. Compared to anybody from Impact to AEW to even Shimmer, we can go down the line to Ring of Honor, you know, all of the, you know, the women roster. No disrespect to none of them, not at all. It's not, but these are very, extremely talented women that are taking over. That's what they're main eventing a lot lately on NXT weekly. If you guys noticed that, and I, hands to them, they deserve it. They deserve the recognition, and they what they've done in the ring, and they're not, for me, a performance center, enhancement talent, none of that. They're their own brand. Then so NXT is their own brand, and kudos to Paul Levesque for, you know, creating this in the first place, to having that vision, continue with that vision, and hopefully you take over WWE, buddy, once you get not being human, Papa Vinny, but you know, if he goes bye-bye, you take over and push away, you know, everybody else out of the way and have your creative mind. So hopefully. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it now for episode 31. We thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to go ahead and actually subscribe. At the end of this video, you will see the subscription. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit those likes as well. Even if you give us a thumbs down, I still love you, no matter what.
Okay.
It's okay. We're not mad. You're watching our show. So don't forget to subscribe, and also as well below you will have our, you know, social media platforms, everything from our Instagram at Circle Debate, Twitter at Circle Debate, Facebook at Circle Debate, and also we're working on our website as well, which will 2021 is going to go spectacularly, very, very well. And also an announcement, which I forgot to go ahead and say, 2021 will be different for Circle Debate as well. We will be debuting and Spotify, so make sure that you check out Spotify. We will be debuting on Spotify pretty soon on 2021, and also other upcoming announcements. The other announcement, which we are in the process of it, but we will let you guys know. But I'm going to say it right now. We are in current process mode to go live on Twitch Cast, so make sure that you guys tune in on our social media platforms. We'll go ahead and give more details of once it's already been prevailed. The prevalation, it will happen. So make sure you guys tune on that. And also don't forget to follow our other brothers from Another Mothers, the League of Extraordinary Podcasters, which is Dirty Heels, that 90s wrestling podcast, Rewind, Recap, Relive, JOFO, and the Ring podcast. Make sure everything's down in the description below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. And we'll be back next week. Next Friday, episode 32, we will go ahead and discuss, you know, what happened, the results in the NXT TakeOver War Games. What happened on Tuesday's Impact. Also, what happened on AEW's Dynamite. Also, we'll discuss who made it to the finals for the best of best of Super Juniors and the finals of the World Tag League. And also, we'll go ahead and recap of that following, which is the Super J Cup, which will happen that weekend as well on December 12th. Make sure, keep an eye on that on New Japan as well. A lot of events are coming up this upcoming week. You got Triple Mania, AAA. You have New Japan doing their finals and their Super J Cup. You know, then you have also our Ring of Honor final battle. A lot of wrestling contest that is coming to you guys, so make sure you guys tune in with that. And we're here to cover every single one of it as much as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the host of Devious One, IBC, here alongside one of my brothers from Another Mothers, that's the Carbonation Cabron, and that is the new member of Retribution. He is Mick Jack. Mick Jack. And also we have the hero of all heroes. That is a man that flexes, gives you the yes, and this, and then this. Make sure don't piss him off, because then he's gonna give you this, and then he's gonna give you bam with his 12-inch pythons. That's the great American hero, Mike Lopez. Telling you guys Salud. And we will see you on Sunday for the top 5 best botches and next Friday for episode 32. Stay tuned.